Hi everyone, welcome back to Crazy for Retro. I'm Peggy Lou. I think I finally have all my Halloween decor finished. I'm a little slow this year, again. We've been very busy doing other more important things, but I think you're going to enjoy this. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I hope your October has been lovely. Ours has been really nice and warm. It's been great. But it's not making the leaves turn or drop off the trees. We've got green trees and they're full, so this is very strange. It's probably going to be pretty messy if it snows and then they decide to fall off. Isn't that crazy? I love thrifting in the month of September, so I found lots of very fun things that I'd like to share with you. Let's go look at some close up. Just recently we found a trimline phone again that we used to have when we first moved in, only ours was probably beige, but we found an orange one for $12. It was in very nice condition. There were some kinks in the cord, so I had to twist for about a half an hour to redo it all. And they still look a little kinky here and there, but that's okay. Maybe it'll calm down after a while. I've had this little chalkware owl for many years, so I thought I'd stick him up there. I really struggled this year for some reason to get these shelves in order. I really didn't explain in my last kitchen video that I had Norm change some things. I had him buy me a couple of short shelves, a couple more than what I had, and I opened up this section in the middle here so I could have some taller things. I thought that would be very fun. So I don't know why, but I had a little more trouble this year trying to decide what I wanted to do. It's very different from last year. I found this new pumpkin votive at a monthly sale. I thought that was very fun. I've had this little toothpick owl guy for a long time, and these mugs for a long time. And I can't remember, I may have found this one last year, but found quite a few this year. I love this little guy. He's so tiny with a lid on him. I just put some odds and ends of Fire King mugs in the backgrounds and some of my little orange Frigies. I had those little felt stickers on some of the Pyrex last year, so they were still there, so I kept them on, but for the most part most of them are missing. I just found 2 of these for 49 cents each. Really cheap at Bibles for Missions. They had yellow, sort of semi-transparent wax in them, and they came with a large cork top. I did not care for the wax or to be burning the candles, so it took me a while to clean them out so I could just put a little battery operated votive candle in there. They are Hallmark. I hope that's not too dark. So I was happy to find those because I do really like collecting the little glass votives or toothpick holders. This beaded one I've had for quite a few years. I just love it. I wish I could get a candle up in there, but I mean a battery one. My brother had this at his house. It's quite old, as you can tell by a phone number there. There's no area code. And it was, well, 1978 was when they put these out, celebrating their 25th year. So I thought that was fun. There is a picture in black of a piece of equipment, a large excavating, I believe, piece of equipment on the back. My brother also gave me quite a few pieces of these Pyrex dishes, 2 divided ones and 2 this size that have the beautiful sunflower on top. I'm not familiar with the name of them. I'm sorry I didn't look it up, but I just put some odds and ends of bowls and small casseroles on the bottom shelf. I'm stretching backwards too, because the counter is right behind me here, blocking me from backing up. But that was very nice of my brother. He gave me quite a few more pieces of yellow Pyrex. These 2 tins are so fun. We've had them for many years, and I store little things in them like the magnets on the fridge and cake topper things and cookie cutters. I have one of them full of cookie cutters. This has a very nice pattern on the top. This one is just black. I just brought this carafe, it is Pyrex, home from my brother's house. It was sitting in his basement getting all dusty, not being used or appreciated. I thought it was fun that it was polka dot. Up here in this open space is 2 pictures, ice lip pictures from my brother's house. This one I believe is a Jeanette, and it's marigold carnival glass, I believe is what they call it, and all the glasses are up here in back. So I was happy to show that. It was my mother's. Here's a couple adorable little votives that I found over the years. This thermos was also at my brother's house. I really like that. It's such cool colors, isn't it? And mod patterns. This was also at my brother's house. I do not remember if it was my mother's or not, but he also had all of these large tumblers over here. These 2 larger pumpkin votives are very fun. I love this one because it's striped, and this one is real quaint looking because it's speckled and it got the sweetest face. I like the fact that it's a little covered jar. I do have a candle going in there. Yep. And these 2 are so Halloween looking to me, the wood thrush and the vireo. They are part of a set. I do have the blue one. The blue one is the blue jay. And there is a cardinal. I hope someday I can find the cardinal. That would be pretty. I don't know who made this mug. It is a D handle, but I don't know that it's marked in the bottom glass bake. It could be, but another fun polka dot one. More Fire King mugs. This was the funniest pumpkin covered dish I've ever found. I did show it last year. Somebody made it from what I believe was an onion mold, but it's absolutely adorable in Halloween colors. I think that's my most fun piece ever. I don't think I'll ever top that. It's just silly. And here's the other Hallmark one that's on the other side that I just found this past week. It had the yellow wax in it. These two bowls are Fire King anchor hocking, and they were at my brother's house. Aren't they fun? It would be really fun to have a couple more of them so you could stack them kind of kitty-wampus a little bit. They're so cute. Very festive. So they were from my brother. He is feeling better. I know that I have mentioned before that he has really been ill for months. 2 bouts of pneumonia that he's gotten over. So he is in rehab right now, trying to get his strength back, trying to eat more. So we hope he can come home in a couple weeks. And I thank you all very much for your thoughts of my generous brother getting better and your prayers. Very appreciated. These are very festive Pyrex pieces that I've found over the past 5 years. And this was a real shocker at a monthly sale last summer. It is Catherine Home lasagna dish, and it's called Viking, the pattern. And it's in excellent condition, and it was buried under a bunch of stuff. And I found it as soon as I got there. I just saw that pattern peeking out. Didn't know what it was, but I knew it was a beautiful enamel piece. So I unburied it, and it was something like $4.99. It was shocking. I can't remember the price, but it was quite unbelievable. And it was shocking to the people at the checkout counter that did not know it was back there. They said, "Whoa, did you ever find something cool?" Oh my. And there's another yellow and black one back there. Over here on the kitchen counter is a variety of things, many of which I thrifted, like this really cool candle ring. It is one of my favorite because of the black leaves, black and orange leaves. It's so unique. It's the only one I have that looks like Halloween. Really cool. Thrifted the candle. It smells very nice in here right now. Can you smell it? It's kind of a maple scent. Sometimes when you thrift a candle, there's no label on the bottom of it, so you can't really know for sure what they called it, who made it, but this seemed to be a pretty good quality one. It smells very nice and smells like maple to me. I've had this really large beaded mat, placemat, doily, kind of large for a doily, but I've had it for decades. Thought it would be kind of fun to put some of these things on it. I just thrifted this guy. There were several of them available at Goodwill, so you can tell it's new. It's possibly for using as a sugar bowl. That would be fun on your Halloween table. And found this last year, a very fun candy jar. So I put some candy corn in that, and I just found this large one this year for only $1.99. I was really surprised they had 2 of them. It's pretty big, as you can see. I've got a lot of cookies in there. I thought it was really inexpensive for $1.99, but they had 2 of them, and I did not want to take both. The graphics were much better on this one. The other one looked like it had a little bit of paint loss. I found this package of straws that I thought were very cute, which are new, I assume, but it was fun to find them at the thrift store, pretty cheap. I would have liked to have found something to put them in so they spread out nice, but I didn't take the time to search through like my melt glass. Probably could have found like a pitcher maybe. So they are paper and so festive. I've had this juice size isolate pitcher for decades. When we first started looking for pretty glassware like that. Over here, last year I thrifted this. I hope it doesn't offend you too much being a spider. I know last year I got some crazy comments about how much I can't stand spiders, as I said, but yet I found so many really cute metal spider votives and this one basket. Couldn't resist them. The metal ones are in the front entrance, and I do intend to show the front entrance along with our living room in hopefully a very soon video. This one I just found this year. It is really cute. I don't know that it would be a hobbyist or not. I can't tell, but it's very well done. And I found this adorable little thing last year. I love beer nuts. There's no beer in them, but we don't drink beer anyways. But they're so sweet and salty, and I'm addicted to them. But it's funny that they disappeared from the grocery store years ago. Have you found them? We could not find them for the longest time. And Norm discovered them, would you believe, of all places, in a huge hardware store called Menards. I don't know how many Menards there are around the country, or if that's something a little more in the 5-state area. But it's where Norm goes and buys all of our hardware goods and wood and whatever he needs. He runs over there because it's so close by. I've shown this very fun Harvest Gold plastic blender in my other kitchen videos. This was a thrifted item. Thought I would turn it on so you could see. Kind of a fun night light I put on at night. This is new this year from a thrift store. Has the cutest face. I really like it. And there is a couple more retro appliances that I just love having. We did purchase this one. So cute. From Up Your Alley in New Richmond, Wisconsin. We found many wonderful things there. We love that place. We hope they are doing well. Such a nice couple. I've had several napkin holders of owls for a very, very long time. I love them too. My brother gave me this. These McDonald's mugs were pretty much from my brother too. I did add 1 or 2 more. And up here I put as many things as I could that we had that were yellow or orange. These glasses we use every day. I found 4 extra ones last year. I had only maybe like 3 of them or something previously, and it was like 2 years later than last year that I found the 4 of them and couldn't resist. They're just so cool with black and orange and white ferns and neat looking pattern there. So those are pretty much the most orange mugs that I have in these wonderful porcelain 60s. A lot of them are 70s, some of them even get into the 80s. I guess they made them for a long time. A lot of them say Japan on the bottom, but we love them and we do drink out of them every day. These are the glass bake mugs that I had that look more fall. I don't have a lot of them with orange on them. And I found that whole set at an antique mall. I believe it was the Antique Mall of Rogers, Minnesota. Very, very wonderful place that we love to go as often as we can. Wonderful, friendly owners that we really enjoy visiting with. And those four, I can't remember it now. I just recently found these for, oh yeah, we went up north. We were way up in Cross Lake area, I think. But anyways, they were only $2 each. That's, people call them ombre, I guess, when it's, you know, like what women do to their hair. I don't know if they're still doing it or not, but they are really fun mugs. And they do come in different shades, like a more of a red with the darker tops, and the yellow. That's the same idea. Must be really fun to be able to mix them all together. And this side over here has juice glasses that I thrifted, and those 4 little mugs. So cute. They're smaller, so we don't really use them to drink coffee out of. But it's fun to display them. Now, these over here might be a little backlit too much. I hope not. This is all thrifted. That is a lucite owl that I just put some rhinestone eyes in because he looked a little boring. I finally found a package of rhinestones. This is an old perfume bottle kitty cat that I showed last year. I hope you've seen our other videos last year. This is a little glowing pumpkin. Trying to get the light just right. I was really happy to find this. It's a heavy pottery pumpkin planter. Very small. It was $6 at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds antique show that we went to and had way too much fun, as usual. But he's so cool. Just such a bright, nice bright orange and green on the top. It's, like I say, backlit, so hard to see. Trying to get my phone to change a little bit there. This little guy was thrifted. He's fun. The only place he works is in the kitchen window. I've had this cat and dog for a really long time. It's probably Japan. So sweet. And found that pumpkin last year, I believe. I put some vinyl clings in the window and that fun pumpkin that doesn't want to get too bright. There we go. He's actually quite bright. It's a very thin plastic. Very bright from the light outside, but the camera doesn't want to show that when I back up. We have a windsock out there that, of course, probably won't cooperate while I'm showing you and turn the right way so you can see his face. Yeah, there he goes, backwards. And a lit skeleton over there that Norm puts up every year. I will show you in a minute here what it looks like at night when we look out the window. So fun. I did take some photos last night. And there's a spider web. Big metal spider web. There you go. On the other side. So that's what we see at night. And boy, was it windy the other day. There's the windsock, a little better. We always like to put some things on the shed. We usually have huge pumpkins sitting out there too, but Norm and I have both been pretty busy to get much decorating done outside this year. I put up the only fall-looking little beaded plant hanger that I own. I'd love to make an orange one someday, but just don't find the time. I just love beading and I like making my own plant hangers. The cactus here, Christmas cactus, looks like a big ugly spider. It's really gotten overgrown. Really hanging. Looks appropriate. My brother had this at his house. If I get too close, it might go out of focus. He's so cute. It's a keychain. And he's got rhinestone eyes. How sweet. They're not pink. They are an orange color. He's got a lot of nice detail. I believe he's older. And here is a purchase from the treasure shed. It was expensive for this cat canister set. If you have seen my last two videos, they were of the treasure shed, a wonderful antique mall in Hutchinson, Minnesota. It is so fun there, and we always spend too much. This cat canister I had a long time ago, and I had purchased it for my bathroom to put lots of little things in, because that's where I had those fun colors, and that is what my plan is, again, to put it back there. But I thought you would really get a kick out of seeing it for Halloween out here. I just put those rhinestone eyes in there because they just stick on, because I don't like blue eyes. I'm going to leave them there. I will show you what I'm talking about. I'll pull out a packet out of my pocket here that I just found at Joann Fabrics. Hold on. I have not been able to find any decent gem stones that are just stick-on. They're called gem stickers here. For a long time, and they've not been very nice looking like I found many years ago. And these are small. I couldn't find any bigger ones. What I did with this cat is have Norm spray paint it for me in a high gloss Rust-Oleum 2X paint, because he was beige. I thrifted him. He was very boring in a beige stain with no eyes. So I wanted him to be a Halloween cat, and those eyes are fish eyes, fish lure eyes from Cabela's, a very large sporting goods store by us. You can find them online. There's a lot of different kinds, but I bought a couple of packets of them in different colors, and I've used mostly the golds and the greens. Over the years, on little things like little owls that were kind of plain, or birds, and I only had this one little pair of green ones left. They are for making your own lures. So that type of craft item is available online if you want to search for something like that. This guy is waiting for me to make some cookies. He said he's starving. This is a little Avon perfume bottle kitty that I found last year. Was very happy to find at the Goodwill. So cheap. I really lucked out. And my brother had so much copper, vintage copper things on shelving in his kitchen, and he was willing to part with a lot of it, sell it, or let me have whatever I want. So I brought home a very nice clean flour sifter. It's a little more peachy copper than what it might be showing here in the video. These were also at my brother's house. So fun. They are dented. The tops are dented. There's a little paint loss on one. I was hoping Norm would try to pound the dents out for me, but it's just beautiful orange glass. And I thrifted that butter dish bottom a long time ago. Thought it was still fun, even though it didn't have a lid, to serve some butter on for company if you wanted to. I can always cover it with an odd clear glass lid. Found this guy a couple years ago. He's like paper mache, so crazy. And my brother gave me a lot of Tupperware, which I'll show you on the other side too, in orange and yellow. We just purchased this at Midwest Antiques. I think it's LLC. I'll have to put a note on the bottom. My memory is failing me at the moment. But we do have 2 wonderful videos of that really fun mall in Wells, Minnesota. Takes us a little while to get there. I found this last year, this beautiful trivet. And it tells who the artist is on the back. Up here are 2 of those Joanna Parker mugs. We bought them several years ago. They are very pricey items that she makes, but they're all absolutely adorable, and I'm sure they're highly collectible now. So fun. That's all I've ever bought of hers. I decided to put a couple of my fun pumpkin pot holders up here. This one is suede, like ultra suede. Such nice stitching. This is a vintage clock that was at my brother's house. It is really neat with all the little tiny squares. And the numbers are all 3-dimensional. It is a little noisy, but I love it. It really had to be cleaned. This was also one of my brother's pieces. It works wonderful. A very loud bell. That's another copper piece he had. And this too. Isn't that a fun piece? He had entire canister sets of copper and black tops. And I really am not interested in the canister sets. I thought they were kind of plain. If they all had words on them like that and were in good condition, I might have been a little more interested. But this I thought was adorable, especially for this time of year. A little grease container. I found these 2 Hallmark mugs for 99 cents each at the thrift store last year. I think they're adorable. Here's another one of my lucite owls. Had for many, many years. in my recipe box collection that's growing, and I'm very happy it is. This is a little fun Hong Kong bendy scarecrow. I've always thought he was so cute. We found him for 99 cents laying on a table full of stuff several years ago. Here's some of the canisters that my brother had. I'm sorry about the spider. I hope that doesn't scare you. He's just a harmless bell. Little ornament that you would hang up, I assume. So cute. One of the mini ones that I found last year that I really am enjoying. I don't like spiders, like I say, but he's pretty cute. So he had 3 of the orange ones. So instead of putting 3 orange ones there, I decided to put the yellow one in between. I've had this for a very long time. I used to look for old plastic things in the utensil bins at the thrift stores. I thought that was pretty cute. This was a very sweet gift from a viewer and her husband, Rachel and Keith. I told her I would show it in a thrift haul sometime in the fall, and I did not get anything done. So I am showing you here how cute that is and how sweet that was of them to send that to both of us, really. I love it. Thank you so much, Rachel and Keith. And here's my spice rack I've shown before. I know you've seen it. I just have that stuck on there with powerful magnets. Super easy to do. I'll go back over to the side so you can see the pot holders. They are so fun. This is one of my favorite ones for Halloween. I don't have many that have black on them. I wish I could find more crazy ones for Halloween. I have way more that have brown on them that work well for Thanksgiving or September. This one's very unusual. And it was very fun finding a pair of these wonderful Halloween colors. So both the 2 long cupboards here are similar. There's 2 of the square one up there on each side. And these are 2 larger pot holders. I decided rather than putting them on the fridge this year, I'd put them up here. I like them up there too. So here's the other side. And that is very pretty. It's nice that it has black in it. And that one. And I brought this down from my bathroom where I have crazy tins up there in my wild bathroom because it is just so perfect in the colors. This is a new purchase, a new item, not vintage, but certainly made to look vintage. Isn't that cute? It was half price at Michael's Crafts. I thought it would be fun. I could store things in it, and I thought it would be very fun on top of the fridge. And you saw that scale in my last couple videos, maybe, or at least one of them this summer. A fairly new purchase. These are the fun things on my fridge. That is an old brooch in Hong Kong, and if you pull the string, he lights up. When we got him, he didn't have a battery in it, and I didn't know that he lit up. But a kind viewer told us just pop the back off and put a battery in it, and it works. I just found this. It was on a keychain. Press it, and it is crazy. I thought it was so fun. Had to get it. Actually, it was at an antique show. Very inexpensive little keychain. It's new. This is an older brooch. Yeah, she's crazy. Old. Well, it could be 80s too, but because all of these have a metal pin on their back, it worked to put a magnet behind them. It ended up staying up pretty well. Same with this little guy over here. It's an old brooch that winds up and his jaw chatters. She's a cake topper. This is lucite. A lucite magnet. Unfortunately, the dark magnet in back that is extra magnet I put back there shows through. This is a beaded coaster that I glued a magnet sheet on the back. I love having it up here, all thrifted. Little ladybug. I wouldn't want any real ones in the house, but that was a pretty cute little magnet. And this is an old keychain owl. And this is an old Avon pomander. I actually have the box for it too. I always thought it was really neat. Plastic. Very fun. I showed this last year. Anoka is very close to us. We love going antiquing there. There's lots of wonderful antique shops. So they have a button every year because they are known worldwide. It's the Halloween capital of the world. Yep. They were accepted to claim that name decades ago. This is a tiny little pot holder. It makes me think of candy. It's really cute in orange and white. And this is really a big corduroy one. It was too big to hang up on the cupboards. This is a very cool cake topper piece, I believe. Very nice, trimmed in gold, the owl. Nice plastic, vintage looking piece, and of course these are both cake topper pieces. I love this little guy. Googly-eyed pipe cleaner piece. I never can see how green that stem is unless I get really close. That's better. He's very sweet. And I love plastic canvas. So I'm always looking for little pieces like this that someone made. I used to make them, as I've mentioned, years and years ago. I shouldn't say that many years ago. Well, yeah, it's been a long time ago that I gave 2 bins full of all the supplies, all the yarn and the plastic canvas sheets. Just gave it all to Bibles for Missions, our favorite place to thrift and to donate. Because I just guess I didn't find time anymore, and it was taking up a lot of closet space. This is an old magnet, a very small thermometer. I don't know, do you think something like that could have been Avon? Who knows? There's another cake topper piece. Maybe I just showed that. Can't remember. And last but not least, there's something they call these to hang in your window. Of course, they're meant to be like stained glass, but just fun plastic with all that little gold highlighting. I've got a couple Christmas ones. I know that It is possible they're still putting them out, but I don't run across them. Maybe made in Taiwan, I don't know, but this one's awfully cute. Over here, a couple of little trivets that had the orange and yellow fun colors on them, so I put them there because they just go well. In the corner of my cupboards here and our sliding patio door on this little old metal shelf, I put these out every year, so you may remember them from last year. I can't remember the name of the maker of that off the top of my head, but it isn't Lefton. I believe these two down here are Lefton. This was my newest find at, I believe it could have been last year's Minnesota State Fairgrounds Antique Show. Pretty reasonable, or I wouldn't have gotten it. Sometimes you really find some good deals at those antique shows. People are retiring and they really sell a lot of their things so reasonable. And this guy I've had for several years. I really enjoy them in the corner here. And below the shelf is a Relpo planter that I found for $4.99 at the Goodwill many years ago. I was pretty excited to see that. We just found these two fun witch candles at the treasure shed, again, our most recent videos. Robert Allen. He makes really fun figural candles for all the holidays. Or made. I don't know if he's still doing it. I kind of don't think so. I don't see them in abundance in stores. I have a lot of his Christmas ones. The Santas. I used to collect a lot more Halloween ones, but for some reason I decided to give them up a few years back. And now, crazy me, I end up buying another pair again, but I never did have that witch. I had Frankenstein and skeletons and a mummy. Had a lot of crazy Halloween candles. But I guess I just kind of got tired of displaying a lot of candles out on the buffet and just wanted to do other things. This honeycomb paper cute centerpiece was also thrifted. I've had this very fun beaded doily, or it's not really a placemat, not big enough for that. It's a doily. I've got quite a few. I was really into beaded stuff years ago. I don't display them very much. Don't know why, but that's a fun festive centerpiece. And those are black milk glass candle holders. I purchased those like when we were first married. They are really old. Way, way back. This lantern we found last year at Family Pathways, and it was only 75 cents. Can you believe it? It is vintage. It's a cardboard top with a little wire. It's so cute. There are other patterns out there I saw last year when I thrifted it. I was trying to look it up, of course, on the internet to see if it was in fact vintage. It's just a cardboard piece on the bottom too. Very cute. So I like hanging them under our lucite dining room light here that we found many years ago when we fell in love with all of our lucite swag lamps. So let's go over and look at what's in the old hutch. Whenever I do my dining room, I typically will show again all of this friendship pattern Pyrex that was mostly from my brother. He really had a very large Pyrex collection and just wanted me to have it. Lucky me. I was collecting Pyrex too at the time, but he happened to also have had it for a very long time in his house. If you are new to my channel and don't know anything about my generous brother, he has been single all of his life, no children, so Norm and I and my younger sister are all that he has left since our parents are gone. So he has been very generously gifting Norm and I, and my sister too. She can't handle much of anything in her small apartment. These are all thrifted items, the pumpkins and the scarecrow votives, and just this year a couple little brass ones, 99 cents each for 2 little brass votives I thought were very fun to find. This little guy is new, a hobbyist piece, so cute. I wish I could find who had this felt-like ribbon with gold veins. This was tied onto something like a gift or a candy item or something that I got last year, like just a ribbon. Norm lit the votives for me, so this little guy didn't get straight. Found him this year. And here's the other wonderful porcelain, I think. These are really quality scarecrow guys, and they are different. See, this guy's arms are down, and over here he's got one on his knee and one up by his face. So I was happy to find them like 4 years apart. I just found these at Family Pathways, the brownish pumpkin mugs. Very muted color, but I really liked them. They were only, I think, $1.99 each, maybe. So I have one of those on each side, and this is a new find this year too, the really sweet pumpkin candle. I believe he's older. And I found these a couple years ago, these mugs. They actually have a face on both sides. Both sides. I should have turned this guy so his handle was going the opposite. That way they would have looked more balanced. This is so sweet. This was, I think, $3 in an antique shop. Anthropomorphic. I love trying to say that. They might be 80s, do you think? But they sure are collectible now. Like this guy down here I just found this year in a thrift store. And her, oh my, they're getting expensive. I couldn't believe it when I looked them up. I got those like a couple dollars each. What a deal, huh? Last year, I got this guy. I should take my flashlight off. Maybe that's better. I got a lot of glare on them because our patio door is to my right. That I showed last year up here, and I really like it up here because it's thin. What I mean by thin, it's not a thick ceramic piece at all. And it so coordinates with this crazy cream and sugar teapot set that I also found last year. They are just the nuttiest glaze, aren't they? I was so surprised. I think I found that set for, it was marked down at an antique shop called the Big White House. As a matter of fact, that's where this guy came from, or these guys came from too. They were all, everything was on sale. So I got them really, really reasonable. I was very tickled. And here's some more of my fun plastic candle pieces, candle ring pieces. I always cut them apart. I love using them here and there, little pieces. My brother had these foam craft owl sets, and so I took down some of my plates and put them up here. Yeah, I don't know, I think it was 83, maybe 1983, something like that. My sister gave me this incredible swung, twisted art glass vase. It's so heavy, you wouldn't believe it. Really, really thick glass on the bottom. It's not Blanco. It is polished on the bottom. I have no idea. It's just, I believe it's Italian glass. Really gorgeous colors. She gave it to me several years ago because she moved into an apartment. It's probably been more than several years. Could be like 5. She moved into an apartment and that was left there. Can you imagine? What was that? Did a little gnat just fly by, or was that on my phone surface? It was pretty funny. Don't know if you saw that or not. So just a couple of pumpkins down there. This was a fun find at, I don't know, I think it was from the Pink Squirrel. It's a monthly sale. That was a good deal. Was happy to find that. And this teapot was on sale in an antique store several years ago. I thought it was so Halloween looking. Just loved it. Really bold. Beautiful gold trim. So that was from West St. Paul. There's a bunch of antique shops that we like to go to. These are all thrifted little salt and pepper sets or singles. These are 2 singles, but I thought they went cute together. I love finding nice quality ones at the Goodwill. This is a new set. The pumpkins, not Halloween, but they went well. This was only $3 for this set at the Treasure Shed. It is my thumbnail for that video, and I found this set at the Goodwill. Really a nice quality set. Very happy to find them. These I've had for a long time, but they're all thrifted. Very common. There's a little single one, tiny little pumpkin. I've had this really large plastic serving tray for a long time, and I really, really enjoy the graphics on it. I know Norm does too. So this is the first time I've ever taken down a huge melt glass plate and put that up instead. I think I really like that for a change. Norm gave me this cat. What do you call that again? It's not really like crepe paper. It's a little stiffer paper. It even has little die cut stars taken out of it, but it's a Hallmark card. He loves finding real fancy Hallmark cards and surprises me with them. And he surprised me with this too. This is fiesta ware, dinnerware, and kind of hard to find, I guess. He found it in an antique shop in the summer months, and he got it very reasonable and surprised me with it. What a guy, huh? We hope you enjoyed this video. We plan on making another one of our front entrance and living room, so we hope you'll be back again. Until then, have a wonderful October and a very happy Halloween. Thank you so much for subscribing and giving us a thumbs up. We sure appreciate you and love hearing your comments. Bye now.